In the headlines this morning, Anambra State government places 5 million naira reward for information leading to the arrest of remaining fleeing suspects in the murder of late Nemo PG. Non-governmental organization OCI Foundation seeks Anambra State government collaboration to educate young girls on breast and cervical cancer. Nigerian Army launches secured information platform. On the foreign scene this morning, 6 killed in Burkina Faso's first church attack. Ebere Ugunna is my name. The Anambra State government has issued a warning to landlords in the state to be mindful of the kind of tenants they accommodate in their houses. Governor Obiano, who handed out the warning during the State Executive Council meeting, commended all security agencies in the state for arresting the criminals that allegedly assassinated the late President General of Nemo, Chief Anthony Boka. Government House correspondent A.G. Kabana has more.
Who assured Anambra that the state remains the safest in Nigeria stressed that buildings used as criminal hideouts will be pulled down in accordance with the provisions of the laws of the state, advising landlords to run background check on prospective tenants before renting their houses. The governor stressed that though cultism is a challenge in the country, a special police squad is dedicated to tackling cultism and cultists, warning youths in the state against engaging in crime, as job spaces are available for them in all sectors of the state economy, especially in agriculture.
Our wide network was able to assist us, plus the bounty of 5 million for anybody that gives us information on that. So we got a tip and we picked the guys. We were able to assess their chat group and we saw how they planned everything. And the native doctor that they also plan to kill. We've since secured the native doctor, and of course, Chibo Aniebu is cooling off in the police cell. He's also made confessions, that clearly shows why they did that. That I'll leave the police and the team to explain to you. But what is important for the Anambra is to once more be reassured that Anambra remains the safest state in Nigeria. Safest state in Nigeria.
While pointing out that the 5 million naira bounty for informants, among other machineries, helped solve the crime, the governor said that the bounty have since been paid to the informant, adding that extra 5 million naira bounty per head is still up for grabs to persons that will give useful information, leading to arrest of the remaining 3 suspects in the late Iboka case. Governor Obiano continued that law enforcement agencies are on the lookout for them, reiterating that his administration values the lives of Anambra no matter their place of residence, warning criminals to stay away from the state.
I'm very confident that in a very short time we're going to pick these 3 guys and deal with them in the manner that we deal with them. Landlords, be careful who you pick up as your tenants. Very important, because we're not going to spare your house. No excuse, By the way, in 3 weeks' time, we are going to launch second phase of Operation Pocha, and we have new equipment.
From the Government House, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Call to curb the trend fake news with regards to its negative impact on the larger society has been made. The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adinoba, made this call in Oka during a one-day digital media conference against fake news and misinformation organized by the Association of Digital Media Core Advocates. Correspondent Valentine Mbadua reports.
Mr. Adinoba, who was represented by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. James Eze, decried the level of harm the phenomenon has done to the society and called on those who indulge in such acts to have a rethink. He further advised that people should fact-check whatever content they publish, especially on social media, to avoid misinforming the public.
He said the most likely place for a conversation on what we should all do to, take firm control of the social media space and make the best use of it. unfolding scenario before all of us and across the world is a paradigm-busting scenario where old mass media scholars will have to go back to the classroom. We need new books because the media has changed. The mass media is not what we used to know. It's not, media practice has changed. Public relations practitioners and people who use the instruments of the media, we need to go back to school to study.
On his part, the keynote speaker at the conference and editor-in-chief of National Light newspapers, Sachoka Nnabife, advocated for proper sensitization as a way to curb the menace and advised that credibility should be considered first before publishing anything online.
There are very few research publications on this trend because it's relatively new. Facebook is only 15 years old. Are you getting? You must have really regular publications and seminars and conferences on this to boost the information. And you must be having things like this, like awareness. You must now learn and operate within the ethical standards of journalism. So that when the mainstream journalists don't want to accept you in their fold, you understand? They won't have anything to throw away because you have a bigger handle. You have the public with you.
The workshop, which has its theme as digital media, engaging unifying voices against online fake news and misinformation, has in attendance major players in the media industry, legal practitioners, the academia, government functionaries, amongst others. In Oka, Valentine Mbadowa reporting for ABS News.
In their quest to spread the our youth campaign of the Onyebuchi Chris Ofidhiara OCI Foundation has taken their health education campaign to the government of Anambra State. To this end, the group paid a courtesy visit to the Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Amenoa, and her health counterpart, Dr. Joe Akabike, to seek for a partnership with the two critical ministries that can drive their vision of reaching every goal in every community on breast and cervical cancers preventive techniques. We have details.
Investigation led by the OCI legal advisor, Barrister Onyechi Ononye, informed the Commissioner for Basic Education as well as the Health Commissioner that the OCI Foundation, founded by Dr. Christy Fediora, an Australian-based medical doctor, has since 2017 been at the vanguard of empowering the youths on ways to mitigate the risk of breast and cervical cancers. According to Barrister Ononye, OCI Foundation has single-handedly sponsored annual health symposia on breast and cervical cancers preventive techniques in Anambra East local government area, adding that the foundation has now developed an evidence-based initiatives that will ensure that the teaching against breast and cervical cancers are delivered in a sustainable and cost-effective ways to students in Nigerian senior secondary schools, and appeal to the state government for support in facilitating the campaign.
Very important because we want to introduce this program concerning cervical cancer and breast cancer into the school curriculum. We want to push it in so that they will be taught, they will teach them this from JS1 to SS3.
Responding, the Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Omenoga, affirmed that she's already converted to the Arm Our Youth campaign because she understood the need for early detection and presentation for breast and cervical cancers, but request for an explicit plan on the implementation process to include the campaign in the civic education curriculum.
I want that implemented, yes. We understand what you are doing. We also understand the need to enlighten our people and to start early, so that we can curb any spread of cancer, especially cervical cancer.
On his part, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joe Akabike, said the OCI Foundation's Arm Our Youth Health campaign is in line with the state government's Think Home philosophy, and assured the Foundation's president of the full support of his ministry in campaigning for a preventive health scheme, which he said is commendable. Dr. Akabike noted that breast and cervical cancers are mainly gynecological health issues, adding that the lives of women are worth saving through preventive health care and awareness creation. In their separate remarks, the Executive Secretary, Anambra State Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Chioma Ezenyemolo, and the former chairman, PPSSC, Lady Joy Olasi, who are the official champions of the campaign, expressed delight with the warm reception from the commissioners, pointing out that the president and founder of the OCI Foundation, Dr. Ifediora, has shown great commitment in the education of young girls on breast and cervical cancers prevention.
A partnership with the state government will be of tremendous benefit to the foundation. It will give it the wide reach it deserves. It will now be something that will be done across the state.
Decoration of the commissioners with the OCI muffler formed the high points of the visits.
It was a moment of joy for the family of Mrs. Njideka Okoye of the News and Current Affairs Department of Anambra Broadcasting Service. His family, friends, members, relations, and well-wishers gathered at St. Christopher's Anglican Church, Odakpo Onitsha, to share in their joy as they appreciated God for the gift of a baby boy to the family. In a sermon, the parish priest of the church, Reverend Canon Chibueze Abone, who spoke on seeking the reason God in a wrong place, cautioned Christians against searching for the living among the dead. Odina Kamwolise found the report taken from here.
Reverend Canon Abone lamented that the present-day society has gone astray in its quest for miracles, reminding them of the need to return back to the cross. Speaking at the event, the traditional ruler of Umeri, Igwe Benneth Emeka, highlighted the need for families to build their trust and wait upon the Lord.
We nọgide wee luo mgbe arụ 13 ụma Chineke wee gozie eva uti nwa ọzọ ekpele na-emele ekpeleva bụ na ụzọ emeghego na ọfa ga-amụgidezi nwa ga-enye mbe fa ga-asị n'ike agụgove na Chineke malite ọlụ na ọda akwụsị ga-enye na ọlụzu onye.
The Director, News and Current Affairs Department, ABS, Mr. Gabe Okpaleze, who led members of the department to the event, thanked God for making the joy of the family complete with the gift of a baby boy and prayed God to bless him with long life and wisdom.
As members of the same family, the ABS family, we came because we have to identify with her. We are very grateful to God for having done that for her, and we are wishing the baby and the family long life and prosperity.
In their separate speeches, some friends of the family, Mr. Christopher Nwolisa and Mrs. Amaka Josiah Okoli, expressed gratitude to God for His goodness upon the family, praying that the arrival of the bundle of joy will usher open doors and immeasurable blessings upon the family. In an interview, the hosts, Mr. Fidelis and Mrs. Njideka Okoye, expressed gratitude to God for His mercies upon their daughter and the arrival of the baby into the family.
I am overwhelmed with joy. The Lord has done it. We came to church today to give thanks to God for His goodness for my family, for a successful operation on my daughter, on her 2 legs, for blessing my family with a child. I'm grateful to God. It is the Lord that did this, and I'm grateful to Him. Thanks be to God.
Well, moving on to our national stories, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuka Buratai, has inaugurated a secured information platform for the Nigerian Army. Inaugurating the platform in Abuja, Buratai said the platform would greatly enhance the performance of the Army in all its commands and units. He said the platform would take off the 350 users, noting that provisions would be made for expansion subsequently. Buratai explained that the platform is a secure web-based information sharing and collaboration solution that was recently acquired by the Nigerian Army. Going further, he said it is in line with his vision of having a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles. Oil prices fell yesterday, extending a slump from Friday that ended weeks of rallying after President Donald Trump demanded that producer club OPEC raise output to soften the impact of U.S. sanctions against Iran. Brent crude futures fell by 0.78% from their last close. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures were at $62.93 per barrel, down 37 cents or 0.58% from their previous settlement. Both benchmarks fell around 3% in the previous session. Trump said on Friday he told OPEC to lower oil prices. Trump's remarks triggered a sell-off, putting at least a temporary ceiling on a 40% price rally in oil prices since the start of the year. The rally had gained momentum in April after Trump tightened sanctions against Iran by ending all exemptions that major buyers, especially in Asia, previously had. Unidentified gunman has killed a pastor and 5 congregants of a Protestant church in northern Burkina Faso in a first attack on a church in a country that has seen an upsurge of Islamist violence this year. Burkina Faso, which boasts of a history of religious tolerance, has been beset by a rise in attacks as groups based in neighboring Mali seek to extend their influence over the Sahel. The arid scrubland south of the Sahara, the government declared a state of emergency in several northern provinces bordering Mali in December because of the deadly Islamist attacks, including Somme, the region where the attack took place. Spokesman Remy Fougant Danginau said yesterday that the latest attack was the first to target the church in the majority Muslim country where religious groups have historically lived together peacefully and frequently intermarried. Around 55 to 60% of Burkina Faso's population is Muslim, roughly 20 to 25% are Christians, and the rest follows indigenous religions. David De Gea Forlan's expression in the final seconds of Manchester United's damaging draw against Chelsea lay bare the error-prone goalkeeper's despair after his latest costly blunder. De Gea has been in dismal form, and the Spaniard's troubled season took another turn for worse at Old Trafford on Sunday when Antonio Rudiger tried his luck with a long-range drive. The Chelsea's defender's hopeful effort should have been a routine save for De Gea, but instead, reflecting his chronic lack of form and confidence, the Spaniard allowed the ball to slip from his grasp into the path of Marcos Alonso, who took full advantage to score Chelsea's equalizer. United were unable to recover from that blow as Chelsea held on for a 1-1 draw that kept them 3 points ahead of their rivals in the race to finish in the Premier League's top 4. De Gea's body language, hands on his hips and head down in the warning moments of the Chelsea game, made it clear he knew the full extent of the damage done by yet another howler. Statistics show he has made 3 errors leading to goals in his past 4 games, as many as in his previous 123 matches for United. And that's it. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go this morning, the main points again. Anambra State government has placed 5 million naira reward for information leading to the arrest of remaining fleeing suspects in the murder of late Nemo PJ. Non-governmental organization OCI Foundation is seeking Anambra State government collaboration to educate young girls on breast and cervical cancer. Nigerian Army has launched secured information platform. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you that 6 persons have been killed in Burkina Faso's first church attack. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Ebere Ugonna. Good morning, and Anambra continues shortly. Please stay with us.